Hi guys, it's Andy from NismoTech. Today we're going to be doing a unboxing and review of the brand new mouse from the guys over at Ozone Gaming. This is the Ocelote World Gaming Mouse. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is take a look around the packaging and some of the key features and specifications of the mouse. So obviously we've got the Ozone Argon Ocelote World up at the top, an image of the mouse. Down at the bottom here, it mentions, obviously, that it has got that ambidextrous ergonomic design, precision laser sensor, 8200 DPI, high-end rubber coating surface, and on-the-fly DPI toggle. So the main sort of, probably the main feature about the mouse is obviously this ambidextrous design for left and right hand users, so it's a pretty cool feature. But obviously it's got quite a decent sensor on there, got the rubber surface as well, etc. On this side, it's got a little bit about software, which is obviously including on there. Tells you about the adjustable polling rate, and obviously a little bit of information from Carlos there as well. On that side, just a little bit plain. And then coming on to the back, so looking at the key features, just move the camera up a moment. So on the fly DPI toggle lets you switch from 100 to 8200 DPI. You have got default levels, but obviously with the software, looks like you can obviously customize that if you so wish. 128 kilobytes of onboard memory, 5 independent profiles. Ambidextrous design, also mentions again about the enhanced laser gaming sensor. Advanced rubber grip, especially designed side grip for maximum control. 9 programmable buttons, on-ROM buttons as well. Rubber coated surface, obviously it's mentioned on there as well. A little bit of information in further languages, etc. So how do we get into this? There we go. So quite nicely presented up at the top, and there's the mouse itself on the inside. Quite a nice striking look, so let's get it out. Quite simple and easy to take out. And you got something of a little bag here. Let's have a look and see what's on the inside. Ah, right, okay. So we have also what looks to be a weight system. Looking at these little fellas right here, we've got a nice little rubber thing to actually keep them in, and they're all rated at 4.5 grams, so quite a nice little bag to put them in as well. So we're just going to pop them down there. Have we got anything else in there? Don't look to have. So you've got to download the software online. I'll leave that out for a minute. Pop that down over there. So this is the mouse itself, so I'm now going to go and bring you in for a closer look. Okay, so this is the mouse. Let's take a good look around. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that it has got a braided cable. It's 1.8 meters in length, and we've also got a gold-plated USB connector on the end of that, so quite a decent length cable, quite a thick cable, and obviously braided, which is really, really cool. So this is the design of the mouse. Obviously, as you can see, the ambidextrous design, it's identical on both sides with the exception of the logo along the top there. Obviously it's finished in this soft rubber finish at the top that first impressions feel really, really good and comfortable. We've got a nice rubber grip down the side here. Just try and bring you in, hopefully the camera will focus on that. Real nice rubber grip down the side there. The buttons feel quite rubberized actually on the side and obviously on the top, and you've got 2 further buttons on that side as well. Got a really nice scroll wheel, got some grip and texture on there. Feels really good actually, fantastic scroll wheel. We'll give that another go in a moment. You've got a little bit of what looks like orange kind of mesh on the front here. We've got the Ozone logo in there that hopefully you can see. I imagine that's going to light it up as well as different areas of the mouse. Moving on to the bottom, obviously you've got that 8200 DPI sensor on the bottom here, and then you've got the weight system, which I did have a quick look at the box and it kind of just mentions it there. I imagine they probably should have highlighted that a little bit more, the fact that you have got that weight system, but there we go. So quite a simple thing. just unplug that, and you've obviously got your hole on the inside. You can then go and get your weights, and also you can, with this here, customize it the way that you want to have it. Each one is 4.5 grams, so if you want a bit more weight on the right hand side, or towards the back or towards the bottom, you can, obviously do whatever you want with regards to the weight system. Myself personally, I think it's quite a good idea. It's quite cool, but I don't really tend to play around with the weights that much. In fact, I've actually just put that in the wrong way, so you've actually got a couple of holes there. So it really squeezes everything down together so it doesn't fall out when you take the bottom off, which is quite cool. So we'll just try and stick that back in a moment. If it will go. Come on. Must have done something wrong. Maybe this didn't quite push down enough. All trial and error. Anyway, I'll get that fitted in a moment. Okay, so back again, and I figured it out. That there doesn't go on top of there. That's obviously just for holding the weights and putting them in your really funky little ozone bag. And essentially you just stick them in to the cap and put it in, and you can then close it back up as such. So I'm going to go and give this a go and see what it's like. Okie dokie guys, 3 to 4 days now I've been using this mouse, so I'm going to give you my thoughts. We're going to take another sort of look around the mouse now that's obviously all plugged in, configured and been used, etc. And also have a quick look at the software. So essentially we have got sort of 4 areas of lighting. You've got the around the sort of back end of the side of the mouse. We've got an orange bar here, which is obviously the same on that side. We've got an orange logo, the Ozone logo in the middle. You can turn them off, turn them on or turn them off. You've also got an option for full lighting, and if I quickly just go onto the application, you can also get it to pulse as well, as you can see. And also I'll turn the lights out in a moment so you can have a look to sort of see how bright it actually is. So I'm just going to put that back onto the full light. You've also got a white light in there underneath the scroll wheel area, which is quite cool. Now, in terms of comfort, which is one of the main things, using it on my right hand, obviously I am right-handed, it's extremely comfortable. It's just so fitting for my particular hand itself. I haven't really got sort of massively big hands, got quite long fingers, but my thumb fits in this area very, very comfortably, as you can see with the sort of design that's on there. It just sort of goes in there very nicely. The buttons are really, really easy to actually reach on there as well, which is quite good. Obviously they are, set to default things at the moment. Those buttons on the other side, again, relatively quite easy to actually reach with the other side of your finger, but obviously the same using it. And I did actually use it for a couple of hours on my left hand as well, and it was just as comfortable on that side. Buttons on the top are really good, nice size, and they've got this kind of rubber type feel and look to them, which is quite good. I have got one issue with this mouse, and that's the scroll wheel. When you're scrolling back, it kind of feels a little bit loose, and I don't know if you can pick that up on the microphone, but it just feels quite loose. I can't really put my sort of finger as to why it actually is. I mean, it moves around quite a bit inside, which for me, I prefer it to be a little bit more tighter and a bit more control. But hopefully, if I zoom that in, you can see it moves around quite a lot. That kind of did annoy me a little bit, to be fair, and irritate me a little bit. But in time, I actually got used to it when sort of scrolling around. It wasn't too bad. But for me, the scroll wheel isn't as good as what I've experienced on other gaming mice. But with that being said, because of the ambidextrous design, the fact that you can also use it for left-hand gaming, or if you're left-handed, it's ideal for you. And it is really super comfortable. It's nice soft material along the top here. Gaming for, you know, large periods of time, really comfortable. Buttons are nice and easy to access, and the software that I'll come on to in a moment is really good as well. Quite a good bit of software on there. On the bottom, we have got a couple of glide pads down at the bottom here. I have been using it without the weights and with the weights, and I see it does make quite a bit of difference. That is going to be set up to your own personal taste. Personally, I do prefer it with the weights in, so I've got a bit of sort of added weight to the actual mouse. It doesn't sort of free flow around as easy without them. So for me, I personally like it with the weights. Sensor performs really well. Didn't have any problems, any lag or anything of that nature. Did absolutely perfect with that. So really good mouse. The only thing I didn't like is the scroll wheel on there. It's got a lot of grip, but it just moves around a little bit, and for me, I just didn't kind of like that. So let's go and have a quick look at the software, and then yeah, let's go and have a look. Okay, so unfortunately we are looking at the screen through my camera because I've reinstalled my system and I haven't got the software Adobe Captivate installed as of yet. So we're going to have a look at the actual software itself. So you've got the window here. It's quite simple, easy to use bit of software, quite good. Light settings, obviously you've got on and off as I showed you a little bit earlier. You've also got full light or pulsating. So the orange is the only colour available on here. Down at the bottom, you have got options to create different profiles for different needs, gaming, whatever you may need to obviously do that for gaming and various other different bits and pieces. When you're moving over the button settings, as you can see, the various buttons obviously indicate over here, and you've got quite a number of options on here. So you've got the macro manager where you can go in and record your own macro. You've got various things with multimedia profiles, cycle up and down, just lots of different options as you would come to expect nowadays with a gaming mouse, which is quite good. Sensitivity, obviously you've got the option to go and change the different levels on the DPI setting. I've kept it as normal, and obviously had a play around with all the various different sensor settings, performed as you would come to expect. Sensitivity options, obviously you've got an option to change how sensitive that is as well. System settings, obviously you've got your double click and all the usual things that you'd come to expect on there. In advance, you can go and obviously play with the polling rate and on to go speed, which I had to play around, but I couldn't really notice an awful lot of difference when I was playing that around with that. So you can obviously go and change that, but to be honest, I just reset everything to default on there once I got used to everything. And then back onto the button settings. Again, obviously you can see the various different bits and pieces on there as well. So obviously you've got an option down here to switch between right and left hand, which I think is really quite cool, because what that'll do, it'll sort of swap the buttons around depending on what hand you're actually using them. So that's quite a cool little feature. But yeah, the software itself is really good. Quite impressed with that. Very simple, very easy to actually use. So finally, on to my thoughts for the Ozone Argon Ocelote World Gaming Mouse. It's coming in at just under £50, which I think is quite a good price. It's sort of in the middle of sort of the price range for gaming mice. Yes, there are options that are cheaper, but this is an Ozone product. I see they're quite premium when it comes to the gaming side of things. I like the fact, obviously, it's ambidextrous. It's a real comfortable design, really nice grip, really nice feel. Buttons are really good switches underneath them. No issues with the sensor. Obviously, it is orange only with the LED side of things, so it may not fit into your setup and your sort of lighting favoritism, but it is really cool. The lighting's not too bright, and you've also got a couple of options on there as well. The only thing that I had a bit of an issue with to start with was the scroll wheel. It moves around far too much for my own personal liking, but for some it may appeal to you, so it really does sort of depend on your gaming style, etc. But it's really comfortable to use. The software is really good. The macro manager was really easy to use, so it's very comfortable, very good quality, very well made. The scroll wheel may depend on whether or not it's something that you would be interested in. But anyway, I hope you liked the video itself. Please do leave a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to check out the links to where you can actually purchase this. They're available on the website NismoTech.com. Don't forget to go and check out the video on the mousepad as well, because it's actually quite a cool mousepad. So, but a big thanks to Ozone for sending this out to me for this unboxing and review, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.